Well, I played professionally for 16 years, from the age of 18 up to 34. Obviously I was in the junior system prior to that. I started in the England system at 14 and obviously carried that through till 18. You turn professional at 18, or you can go and make a decision on what else you're going to do. I was fortunate enough to be the #1 in the country at 18 years old for my age group, and then continued with lottery funding for the next 16 years, training 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I did that 50 weeks a year, and obviously continued that for the 16 years. So a lot of training, a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifices, and won 19 medals from my troubles throughout my time, and 12 national titles and 106 caps for England, so I did okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I did the give or take the 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I think that's pretty normal for a lot of sports. A lot of people think badminton is this nice genteel game, and the reality is that it's not. It's the fastest racket sport in the world by quite some way. So to be able to get those shots back, that kind of power, you do a lot of weight training, a lot of core stability training, a lot of fitness training, and as well as the on-court stuff. So we would spend around about 4 hours a day on-court doing the shots and the skills, but a 2-hour session would be put in there for the physical. Badminton was done really poorly at my school. We just didn't really do it. The school I went to, it was very much about rugby in the winter and cricket in the summer. We had good opportunities in PE, but it was mainly in other sports. So badminton was done very much outside of school, through junior clubs, through parents being the ones who introduce you into the game. I think it's a massive difference nowadays because it is on the curriculum, which is great. I mean, here you do a lot of badminton, and you can tell with the players, they're not all going to be world beaters, but every single child that was in here today can hit the shuttle, and that's a massive starting point. The teachers can actually teach them how to play if they've got those natural skills, and that's a good thing. We need more schools to in a way get these kind of facilities so that they have those opportunities as well. I mean, obviously it's everybody's dream to go to an Olympics and win that Olympic gold medal. That's what we're all there for at the end of the day. I unfortunately didn't win any Olympic medals. I tried to. I was one of the favourites to take a medal in Beijing. The draw came out and we lost. As simple as that. We got an unfortunate draw. We played the Chinese pair that we just couldn't beat. We could beat everybody else in the world, and that's the way it goes. It was a dream come true to get there. But the reality is, once you're there, all you can think of is coming home with a medal. The only way to make fame of yourself in badminton is to win those Olympic medals, and that's what we were aspiring to try and do. And to come away without one was disappointing. I perhaps don't look back on my career and think the Olympics was the highlight, because I've won world medals, I've been European champion, I've won Commonwealth golds. They're the highlights. Playing for my country 106 times is probably my greatest achievement, because that took me 14 years. So if I'd have got the Olympic medal, that would have been the highlight. But I'm not going to sort of ponder on it and what could have been, because life goes on. Well, the first thing you've got to do in terms of badminton is you've got to move yourself to Milton Keynes. They very much want everybody centralised in that one area. So you're going to be leaving family. Yes, you might see them at weekends and that kind of thing, but you're down in Milton Keynes 5 days a week. At that time, you've left your friends behind, you've left your family behind. You're not going to see them too much. You're going to be travelling the world sort of between 15 and 20 weeks of the year. So you're making sacrifices in terms of being away from the people you used to being around. I don't keep in touch with my school friends anymore. We didn't have Facebook when I left school, but I've made a lot of new friends in badminton, and so there are a lot of things you give up. Things like you can't eat the wrong things. You've got to eat the right things to stay fit, to stay healthy, to make sure you're recovering from all the really tough training that we do throughout a day. You're dedicating your life to something, and that's my choice. Well, I'm here representing Sky Sports on a programme called Living for Sport. This programme is run by the Youth Sport Trust. It's a free opportunity for all schools in the country. The idea of the programme is to get professional athletes and ex-athletes into schools to motivate youngsters, to start talking to them about making the right sort of choices in life, to obviously do some badminton masterclasses like we've done this morning, but to try and get across what it's going to take to be successful in this world. We use what's called the 6 keys to success, which I'm going to do with a group later on, and talk about those values and what they mean to them. We've written them from a sports person's point of view, but we believe they apply to everybody in this world. And if you follow these 6 values, you're going to be successful in this world. You've got to work hard, you've got to be determined, and if you can do that, the world is your oyster. The reality, to meet a professional athlete is fantastic. We all know sport, we all watch sport, we all hear about it on Twitter, on Facebook, in the media, and it's everywhere. And so that's why we use sport as opposed to anything else. We could of course get business people to come in, successful ones. You could use media and that kind of thing. But we've gone from the sporting point of view. Obviously that's why Sky Sports at the end of the day, and I just think it's a great opportunity for youngsters that wouldn't normally get the chance to work with somebody like myself, the opportunity to do. It's all free for schools and there is no catch. It's just a great thing that Sky Sports have pumped money into. Well, the first group was the GCSE PE department group, and they were fabulous. We used iPads, so we were using modern technology to video the kind of techniques that I used within the badminton world, because they're all going to be assessed on their badminton skills throughout their GCSE course, as well as other sports. And the idea is that they can try and copy what a professional does. So they've had me come in and they can film me live and see exactly what it is, and they can go away and copy that. So they've all used their iPads to the maximum capacity today. So they can use the assessing skills that they can use on those iPads, and so that was really good fun. They can go and test themselves now, knowing what's actually possible. The second group and the third group were just core PE sessions, doing badminton, showing them how hard I can hit the shuttle. As a professional, I hit a shuttle at 180 miles an hour, and I've done a bit of testing in schools and recorded one at 223. So the shuttle goes really hard, and I've shown a few of the students today, and they were like, "Wow, that's ridiculous! How do we get that back?" The reality is the teacher was feeding me, he was hitting it very gentle to me, so I was very close to the net, so it did come off pretty quick. But I think it's shown those youngsters what is possible. Yes, I'm 36, nearly 37 now, and I do hit it very, very hard, but it's good to see what a professional can do. We don't often see it. We watch it on telly, but trying to see somebody on telly and think, well, that doesn't look too hard. You can't appreciate how fast that object is actually moving. Tennis, whatever it is, badminton, it's all quick, and on TV it doesn't come across like that. So I think to have it live is quite a powerful tool. Well, the first thing, you've got to pick the sport you love. I think you've got a lot of students here who are very good at many sports, and I was good at a lot of sports, but the one that I kind of loved more than anything else was my badminton. I could have potentially gone into a few various ones, but it's the one that that you always want to get out of bed for. No excuses, no matter what situation you're going to go and do it. You make your best friends in. That's often important. If you don't like the environment you're around, but that's the sport that you want to do, it's going to be a horrible existence. I love badminton. The people in it are very friendly. Great social aspect to it as well. And so it made it that little bit easier. The 6 hours a day was always grueling, but knowing when you were doing it with people that you really got on well with was really important. So I think that's the first thing. And the reality is that if you want to be an Olympian and want to be the best in the world, it's going to take a lot of hard work and determination. And you're going to have your highs and you're going to have your horrendous lows. But it's those that can pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and say, do you know what? I want more. I want to keep going. I'm not going to give in now, even when everybody's telling me I'm not good enough. That's no reason to stop. Don't believe what people say. You know you can do it, and you've just got to believe it. It's been absolutely fantastic. We're not done yet. I've got a couple more lessons to go, and I know some of the students I'm going to work with, and they're really nice children. So I go around a lot of schools, and I meet a lot of students, and the behaviour of the students today has been impeccable. You know, real credit to your school, and that's makes my job so easy. You know, when they're listening to what I'm saying, they're being quiet and doing what they're told. It makes it very easy indeed, and it has been good fun.